Welcome back. My name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr., and I was born July 4th, 1986. I want to say thank you for tuning in. Today, what I want to talk about is just up front, just say, my goodness, we out here spending some money, people. Spending money, spending money, spending money. Where are you going with spending this money? What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to get? What are you trying to gain? What are you trying to make from it? The more and more I keep on doing different stuff in my life, the more I realize how much people are you just spending. And it just really gets me thinking because it's like, if you're not spending, it means you're not getting any value. If you don't think you're getting any value because you're not spending, that means you're not going to be able to get any success with what it is that you're doing because you're not spending. That's the part of me that is confusing, I'm going to say, with what it is that I constantly keep on seeing that we as human beings just keep doing. Me in this process of doing this stuff with changing my hair and growing and doing different things with it, just really let me see y'all ladies are spending some money and it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. What are you spending it for? What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to get in the end? It's questions that I don't think a lot of us are even asking anymore. Just simply like, I don't know, when it comes down to the dog, everyone's selling to you what you should be and what you should do, what you drive, what you should drive, how you should drive it, what kind of school you should go to, what kind of clothes that you should wear, how your hair should look, how your makeup should look, how your nails should be, how everything is. Like everyone is telling you what you need to do and how you need it to be, as opposed to just why are we doing what it is that we're doing? Now I go to different stores now because of I need different products and different things to be able to help me out with what I'm doing with this transformation to just changing my simple hair to realize, man, y'all spending money. And it really got into me of just realizing my own self that I'm spending money on something that I said to myself the whole reason why I started, for one, even just simply just going on to the story of why I'm growing my hair. It's because I got tired of paying for it. I got tired of these haircuts. I got tired. Man, I was spending three, four, sometimes $500 a month on haircuts and different things that I needed to keep the hair going, to make it look a certain way, for someone to view me and say, hey, that's a nice cut. Going to barbers and paying a premium and putting myself in a jam to just make sure that I had that haircut that everyone would look at and say, that's a nice looking haircut. So I decided that I wanted to get out of that. And the further I got into growing my hair, the more I realized I'm kind of going right back into it. Because it's like, go to this hairdresser person is saying, you got to do it this way, you got to do it like this, got to be like this, you got to put this product in, you got to keep it like this, you got this. And I'm just like, hold on a second. I started this with not wanting to have so much complications. That was my goal, was to get out of the complicated things, get out of spending so much, to get into a sense of what I want to say is straight up freedom. And the more and more I got into it, I realized the more and more everything and everyone is telling me what I need to do and how I need to do it, as opposed to just what I want, what I'm looking for. And that's where I run into a situation when it comes down to just seeing folks with just anything. But the main thing I can see is just with these silly dogs. Is someone's trying to tell you what you need to do, how you need to be, how they need to look, how they need to function for you, as opposed to what it is that you're looking for and what it is that you want. Because the more and more that we're trying to do what someone else wants and wants to put on us, the more that we're actually not going to have in the end what it is that we're looking for. So that's why we have to keep going more. We got to keep going more because you're not getting anything that you actually wanted. And you're thinking, oh, now since you've been spending money, now you got to spend more to get what you're looking for. As opposed to realizing that if I did less and I spent less, maybe I actually will get what I wanted in the beginning anyways. It's something to have fun with, something to enjoy, something to be able to just relax and not have to be in such like just rampage of it's got to be right, it's got to be perfect. But something that is just finally just calm and just chill. But most cases, what's going on with us is we're being force fed over and over and over what it is that we need to do, how we need to look, how we need to be, how everything needs to function so that someone else can view you a way as opposed to the way your own self views your own way. Shadow. And that's one thing that I just see as being a huge dilemma that goes on in most people's lives. That we're not doing what it is that we want. And that's we're looking for an outside source to give us the said feeling sensation that we're desiring, realizing that it's already inside of you to do and be able to have and be able to obtain what it is that you actually want. But the more that you're listening to something else, the more that you're getting and running away from what it is you actually truly want. And it's interesting to me. I just listened to a video by the man of Stony Dennis. One of his videos, it's like 6 years old that I just listened to. It was a whole hour long that I'm just impressed with what it is he's talking about when it comes down to these animals. And he's like, these animals are here to make our lives better. to bring us more excitement, to be able to get us to do more, to be able to just experience more of the world. But in reality, what it's doing is it's limiting more and more and more and more of what it is that you're actually able and capable of being able to do. Then I just really see that around across the board with everything. The car you drive is limiting you from living because your payment's too high. Where you live is limiting you because the payment's too high. How you dress is limiting you because of the payments are too high. If you will get rid of those payments, I mean, of course, we got to live some places, but I'm just saying, I'm going on what the average even today, not only the extreme, but what the average person is doing today. That you're spending so much, and because you're spending so much, you have nothing, and you have nothing to be able to explore, experience, to do anymore. You're doing all of this to try to look away as opposed to being away. And that's what's cool about, I don't know what it is, but these dogs are neat. Because, I don't know about y'all, but they naked, man. They don't wear nothing. They don't have anything. They just beings. And seeing how happy they are just being is just incredible to be around. And it makes me want to spend more and more of my time around them because they're just incredible beings to be around. They're so calm. They're so chill. But they're not if you're not wanting to get that because you're doing stuff that someone else is trying to tell you to do. Most cases, what someone's trying to tell you to do is to get the dog the opposite from calm. But the one thing that they want, and the main thing that I think across the board, us as human beings are also looking for, is to be calm. It's how do I calm myself down? I got this anxiety. How do I get it away? Today we got pills, we got drugs, we got this, we got everything outside of just the one thing that I will always recommend is go work out, go exercise, go do something. That's again a cool thing of dogs. They can get you up to go do something. When you do something to calm yourself down, you're going to find that real peace that you're actually looking for. Not something out there that's going to be able to give it to you. You're thinking that I need to do what other people do because they appear to be happy, as opposed to are they? Because if someone's truly satisfied, they're pretty much like, just from what I've seen, the people that I know, people that are just like, they're satisfied. They're just like, we're good. They're not getting more stuff. They're where they are. When you see them, you're like, dude, you I know you make money, but it's like you don't show it in any way. Where you live is just so basic, it's so normal. What you drive so basic. What you wear, how you hair, everything is just so basic, it's so normal. They're so calm. And that sense of calm is what brings us that peace that we're actually looking for. But most cases we're trying to get and gain and do and do and do and do and do. Everyone's trying to tell me what I need to do and how this needs to be and how this needs to look and how I need this and how I need that. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna figure it out on my own. I'm gonna figure it out on my own. And that's it. And me figuring a lot of things out on my own has led me to a very interesting place in my life of just realizing that majority of what people are trying to say that I need, I don't actually need it. I don't need like almost 99% of what someone tells me that I need. I don't need. I don't need any of it. And I need to keep doing what it is that I know that I want and I desire. And that's been able to allow me to be able to just the main thing I want to say is calm down. Calm down. The more and more I keep working with these dogs and seeing, the more and more I work with the cows, the everything. Oh my goodness, everything. I got this baby meat bird, baby chicks up here. The more I keep on getting them to be able to understand that they're safe, that they can calm down, that they got what they need. They got the bare minimums. They don't need anything luxurious. They don't need anything fancy. They don't need it. Another cool thing about animals. They don't care, man. They're just happy with it's dry. They got a dry place to sleep, a warm place to go if it's cold, a cooler place to go when it's too hot out. They're satisfied. They don't need like, I need this harness. I need this collar. I need these shoes. They don't need nothing. Nothing. I mean, especially like, oh my goodness, most of my dogs, I don't like this. Pyrenees, all my outside dogs, I don't give them nothing. They figure it out. They live. They don't need nothing. They don't need anything. And they are just as happy as can be. But the more and more and more I keep on trying to put on them, you need this, you need to do this, you need this, you need this, the more I see that, the more chaos that I see. They get away from being calm. And it's my goal, my job, to get all the animals to be able to be calm. And I realize that is what I also am looking for. So when I got someone that's trying to come at me hostile, I'm like, I don't need to do this. I don't need to deal with you. I'm going to go over here instead. I'm not going to allow you to be able to be in my presence like that. And it allows us to be able to just, for one, I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to bicker. I'm not going to battle. I'm not going to fight. Since I'm not going to fight, I don't have nothing to worry about fighting against and fleeing against and being worried against. I'm not in a fight or flight mode because I'm not trying to fight. The more that you try to put yourself out to fight, the more that you're going to have to fight because you're wanting it. You're bringing it in. You're forcing it. You're making it happen. But the more that you realize that I don't want to do what everyone else is doing, the more that you're going to finally just be able to just recognize and realize who you are. Because it's just fascinating, just a lot of different things that I've been doing and seeing and going to and being around today. It just blows my mind. It blows my mind what it is that we as humans are doing that is just destroying us. It's slowing us down. It's putting us in a place that it's not helping you the way I believe in your mind you think you're getting help. You think that you're good to go. You think everything is all right. But I could just see the panic and the insecureness that's going on with what it is that's going on. I mean, I'm going into this. I went to this hair place the other day and looking at, man, some of this hair. Man, y'all spending like $1,000 plus for some hair to put it on that's not even yours and have it look a certain way and have to do it a certain way to have to keep up and do all this. And 99.9% of people just don't even care. And you your own self don't care, but you think that the 99% people do care. And that's the part that we're getting manipulated with today. Real bad. Of you need this and you have to look this way, or this, or else, or this, or this, or that. You don't. You just need to be who you are. And someone's going to want to listen to who you are. And that's the hardest thing, I think, for a lot of us to just really understand for some reason today. 100 years ago, this was just like normal, man. Normal people were just normal people. They had what they had, they did what they did, and they just were satisfied with being and having what it is that they had. They didn't need to like, I need all this extra more. I need all this extra this, all this extraness. They didn't need all that. They're just happy and just content. And just saying, hey, you know what? I got some food, I got a house, I got a car. Okay, it's good. It's good to go. But today it's like we need all this extraness. That's why the prices are out of control. That's why we can't keep up with certain things. That's why you can't afford what you think that you want to be able to afford. Because they're looking at stuff that you need not to even pay attention to. If you paid attention to the things that you actually desire, that you in your core need, you're gonna realize something just absolutely fantastic. I don't know if she chased her or not. We've been doing pretty good with her not chasing anything. I'll have to rewatch that, visit that, see if she actually chased it. But we're working on it. Ophi, just double down on some extra training real quick, just in case. If they make, I'm telling, that's one thing I'm gonna say I'm picky with my dogs on the property. Again, calm. I don't even want them to put pressure upon the other animals to make them think that they're gonna get chased or anything if they're not doing anything wrong. Now, if I need to get them in the coop, it's a different story. If I got work I gotta do because whatever, that's a different situation. But if we're just all hanging out, we're hanging out. I don't even want the dogs to put pressure to make that chicken think that something's gonna go, something's happening here. And it's not only just saying like me being picky, but it's just me just really seeing the reality of like what it takes to be able to have what I'm going to say is majority of people. My Dalmatian at this point, I don't even know how long I've had her now. It's 6 months, 7 months, 6, 7 months. And she officially, right this moment, is a dog that anyone could only wish to dream to be able to have. And you know how much obedience she knows? Zero. You know how much time I spend on working on stays? Zero. You know, I don't do any of that. But I could put her on a leash and I could take her anywhere I want. And she just hangs out. And if I stand and talk too long, she just sits down and lays down. She gets all the animals in her face. She's on leash. She just sits. She's like disconnected. She's like, oh, there's a squirrel. Oh, there's a bunny. Oh, there's a chicken. Oh, there's whatever. Oh, there's a dog. There's this. She's done. It's because she wanted what I know all animals and I know that we as humans want is to be calm. As soon as I could get her into that calm stance, she is now officially addicted to calm. She's like, how do I stay in this? As opposed to when I first get all these dogs, they are addicted to the excitement. They're addicted to what we as humans are also addicted to today. That excitement, that drama. I mean, oh my goodness, like 80s, 90s, what are the biggest TV shows? Everything started changing especially in the 90s. Everything started changing of what we're watching. All this reality stuff, all this Jerry Springer and Morris and I mean, oh my goodness, even Judge Mathis and Judge Judy and all these shows are just bringing drama and just chaos into our homes. For us to just stay in this weird loop of this weird excitableness that you start to get addicted to the exciting, as opposed to being addicted to the calm and being able to just sit down and just say, oh, I'm here. We're good. Everything's fine. But it's like when we get in there, we're like, I gotta go do something. And that's what's destroying. That's just destroying us, man. And I don't know why, but it's so easy for me to see in these dogs. And it's a very interesting situation that I just see with animals to just get a good understanding of what we as humans are failing with. We're failing with the simple concept of instead of being addicted to calm or addicted to excitement, we're addicted to I need more, I need this, I gotta go here, I gotta get this, I gotta look this way, I gotta be this way, I gotta have this, you're addicted to all of that. and it's drowning you. It's putting you in a situation that you aren't able to get out of. It's putting you in debt even. It's putting you in just agony that you don't need to be in. And you're putting yourself in it in hopes that you're gonna find that, like, I'm good to go. You're straight up. You're never gonna be good to go. There's never, I don't know if y'all pay attention to a lot of stuff, but I pay attention to, like, money, and more money doesn't make someone not want to hurt themselves and kill themselves. It doesn't. Don't think that, oh, I have more, so now I'm good to go. There are so many athletes, there are so many musicians, there are so many artists, there's so many of everyone uh, uh, in this world that all end their lives, and they are the richest of the richest that anyone on the planet could only wish to and dream to become. It's not going to change your world because you have more. What's going to change your world is how to be able to live to have less. That you don't have to worry so much on, I got to look this, be this, do this, have this to be able to live on this planet. And it's like, the more and more we just keep on going further into this world, the more chaos that everyone just wants to be in. And we think it's like fun and cute and awesome. And you think like people want that and desire that and see that. But in reality, people just want to know who you are. And that's why it's fascinating with a lot of different things that I pay attention to on this YouTube and into this world, that it's fascinating that there's a big shift of just relationships going on across the board. And I can see it start with these dogs. It's so easy for me to see. But it's like a big shift because no one's representing who they are anymore. So when you're in a relationship with something that you're not representing who you are, you're going to run into a lot of problems. And that's the number one thing that I just can't get off that video I made that I need to remake, of you being a real you, and instead of being a fake representative of yourself to these dogs. Because the dog understands the lying, the deceitfulness. It knows. It knows that one moment you're like this because of how people are around and can see you, and then the next moment you're something different, as opposed to just being yourself. So when I see that these dogs are confused, I know for a fact you're confused with relationships with human beings as well. Because you're acting a way and then being a different way. You're portraying something and then you want to switch it off to say, oh no, I'm not like that, I'm like this over here. Because you're not being who you are. And not being who you are, that's where the world is putting on us who you need to be and how you should be. As opposed to being what it is that you actually want to do. And that's something that I don't know why it's I'm gonna say easy for me compared to what I see what a lot of other folks is doing. Where my dogs all at? Ophi. Oreo. Sometimes I don't want to say I don't care, but that's probably why I'm gonna say something straight up right now again that I just know. The more that you're hounding on anything on this planet, the more that you're like, it's got to be so perfect and so right, the more that it's not. But the more that you're in the situation that you kind of just like, you do you sometimes, and I'll do me. The more things are just much, much nicer. The more that you're trying to control everything down to this little point, the more that you're struggling. You're not getting anywhere. But the more that you just start to release that, the more that you're gonna notice that everything around you is gonna be fine. It's gonna be peaceful. Because I guess in reality, the main thing I'm always listening for out here is there a chick like chirping and bucking and clucking. But when there's not any making any noise, it kind of, this is the part with me that I'm going to say that it's still a little bit of a challenge, as much as I say it's easier than what I see other people do. But when it is that straight dead of calmness, when everything is actually working in tune, when everything is actually what I'm looking for, I get a little, I might need to run away from that. I might need to put more control back into that. Because it's just, it's natural in us at this point today with what's going on. It's natural that we run into a situation that as soon as everything is going the way that you like it, this isn't for everyone what I'm saying right here, right now. But as soon as everything is going the way that it's actually going good, you do something to mess it up. And I've done this many times in my life. And I've done that, me making videos with doing what I'm doing. As soon as things are looking nice, I'm like, wow, this is actually like going somewhere. People are actually engaging. People are actually like, for the one, straight up getting help with me talking about working with these dogs. It's the second that I'm like, I don't want to do it no more. As soon as I realize that what I'm actually doing, like, again, I don't know what other people are doing behind closed doors. I know what I do. And I speak about what it is that I do behind closed doors. And I see the results of what I get. I know that it works of what it is I talk about with working with them. As soon as I get there, I'm like, things are going good. I got this. I got to figure it out. I'm getting further into it. It's the second that I just have to sabotage that and say, nah, let's scratch that. Let's get out of that. So unfortunately, as much as I don't want to talk about dogs, I have no choice but to. I'm like forced into it in reality at this point. I don't care what I want to do. It's something that I got to do. So this video is going to be a little side from the side, but I think in reality, what I'm going to end up starting doing is two different things here. I might start a second channel up. Other stuff I want to talk about, but I got to still talk about these dogs because it's just something that, I mean, this channel is founded, and my first video I ever posted was about animals, about dogs. So this is the one that's going to be about it. I have to get back to it because I just don't have a choice. Because the more and more that I just really just see what I got going on here and seeing what I do when I help other people out, especially with the dog-to-dog fighting in the household, people. If you're struggling with that right now, I know how to solve that. And it's not easy, but it's simple as all heck can be. It's so simple. It's so simple. But the simple things, again, because it's not this whole thing, you got to buy all this stuff and do all this and buy this and go here and get this and get that and do this. You don't want to do it because you don't find value because you're not spending all that money. And I'm telling you, the way that you're really going to find a value is when you get away from that and understand that you yourself, the main thing that I'm always going to say, especially with these dogs, is you yourself is the prize to the animal. It's not the treat, it's not the toy, it's not the nothing. It's not even what you do for it. It's you yourself. Once you understand that you are the prize to that, you're going to realize that you yourself are the prize to everything on this planet. To everything. To everyone that interacts with you. You are the prize. Not how this looks, how this is, how this appears, how you speak, how you this, how you that, how educated you are. None of that matters. Just who you are. What you're able to do. And for me, that's why it's unfortunate that as much as I really would like to, I don't know even what I want to say with that. As much as I don't really want to go dig all deep in my life into just talking about dogs, as much as I have no choice, because it's something that it's who I am. It's just what's in me. Ever since I got on this land and did what I did, I've been animals, man. I've been working with them, and it's who I am. It brings me joy. It does. I know a lot of y'all struggling with these animals, but for me, it's like it brings joy to me, and that's what I want to be able to give to more people. I don't know how, like, that's one thing that I would really like to just get started. You know, everyone's got all their little weight loss things, and that's one thing that I know a lot of us are struggling with, even my own self. That's why, man, I did a huge transformation this last month because I started getting I started getting a big old gut there for a little bit. So I've been working out like crazy again right now, like crazy, cutting the food, working out like crazy. And a lot of that is working with the dogs to do what I'm doing. But one thing that I would just, like a weight loss program, man, get up and do something with your dog. Go for a walk. Go walk it, walk it, walk it, walk it, walk it. Everyone's got like to do these drugs and do this and do this. How about you just grab a coolest animal on this planet, a dog, and go out and do what that dog wants to do already. And take it out, take it around. Go stand on your, just simply standing in place for an hour. That's hard work to do, man. I'm telling you, it's hard work. But go do something. And that's going to be able to bring something great to you. It's not a matter of all this extra outside these things. It's just you. What it is that you want, what it is that who you are. And that's one thing that for some reason we're lacking in today. Because everyone just has this, I need to look to be able to get. I need to have to be able to get. And that's one thing that I've been challenging ever since I've been hearing these people talk about stuff like that. And I realize that just, it's not true. If you're just representing the truth of who you are, everyone wants to listen to that. But if you're lying about something, you can gain some people to want to pay attention to you. You can gain a little bit of people to, like, I guess I could say you gain an audience. But once what you're doing just really isn't doing anything, isn't happening, the realness is going to come out, and you're just going to fade away. And in reality, a lot of people can see that up front. They can see the fakeness. They can see like the little lies that you're trying to put out there. To if you do this, you do this, you do this, you'll be able to have what I have. As opposed to, no, if you do what you need to do, you do what you got to do, you do what you got to take care of, you're going to be able to have what it is that you're looking for. That's one thing that I don't know why it's like foreign understanding to us, especially, oh my goodness, unfortunately, if you're less than, I'm about 30 years old right now, I'll say, about 35. Because kids, when I was, that's say 3 years younger than me, was big difference that you didn't grow up with. You grew up in a world that's already like in your phone, in your face. And it's I'm sorry for you. It's unfortunate in reality. I wish that you would know what it was like before that. And I don't know why I remember it so much, but that's what really just lets me realize like the reasons on why I can see that we are failing today as a people because we're so focused on this screen in our face as opposed to focusing on ourselves. We're so focused on I need to look like that on the screen as opposed to focusing on I need to grow up and be me, be myself. When you're yourself, people want to listen and watch that. That's one thing I recommend to everybody. Get out of your positive reinforcement of hiding away and get into I think that's the correct way of saying it, a positive consequence of getting a phone, which most of us all have, get it on camera and start saying something and post it on YouTube for people to be able to see who you are and what you're all about. The realer you are, the better off you're going to be in this planet. The more that you're trying to be fake, the more that you're going to be struggling. Because you want to meet me, this is the problem with a lot of big, even big YouTube people. You find like allegations put on them because they're on camera being away and then there's something different over there. You want to talk to me, you're going to talk. This is how I talk. This is who I am. And that's why for me, I have to keep on talking about working with these dogs and helping people out in a way to be able to hopefully bring the peace to your life, the calmness to your life that I've been able to find. I was living in chaos out here with these animals. And now not saying that I don't care, but I got nothing to worry about. I could open the gate. I could, someone challenged me with, can I put my dogs in the chicken coop and leave them there? I could do that today with the Dalmatian. And I've tested it. And I've gotten calm because of simple things to do. Not easy, but very, very simple things to do. And I want to be able to give that to more people. And one thing I want to say is, it starts with you being you. Stop trying to worry about what someone's going to think or say or be about what it is that you are. That's the number one thing that we need to fix as a people. And once you start to do that, people are going to start asking questions of hows, and whys. And that's what we all really need to start asking ourselves. Why am I this? Why am I putting makeup on? Why am I putting these fancy jeans on? Why am I buying these fancy shoes? Why am I buying this fancy car? Why am I buying this fancy stuff to keep doing with my hair? Why am I going to all these hair appointments that are costing me so much money? Why am I doing all these little things that we're doing? Why am I buying the best of this, the greatest of that, the most efficient of this? Why are we doing all these things? Why do we live where we live? Why do we do what we do? Why do we do the work that we do? Why do we do all these things? It's stuff that we really need to start asking. And I just straight up write it out, write it down. Easiest way is just put a camera on and start speaking and just watch it yourself later. You're going to start to realize a lot of what you're doing is foolishness. Thank you. Man, it's quiet out today. Johnny? Ophi? This girl gone. I know where she's at right now. I might have to walk around. I really think that this girl is nope. I'm gonna go back on what I because she saw these guys move, so she might be moving. But I think she's slight on her hearing. Oh, all the way over here, girl. Not halfway. Good boy, Oreo. She's not the looking over. She can't hear the best of the best of the best. She hearing pretty good, but not the best of the best of the best. And I know you was far away. I know where you were at. I don't really even care. She likes I find new things out about my dogs all the time. But she likes to dig a little bit. And I made her a little dig pit, I guess. And it's a big mound, and she digs a crater in it, and then I just fill it back up, and she digs a crater in it. And it just gets that sensation out of her. Just new stuff pops up here and there, and I'm just, let me help you out with that. These dogs are just interesting, and I hope to be able to help out more people with them. Because when things are good, it's good, man. I go in the house, we chill. It's so calm. When I'm out here, it's just chill. We so calm. It's just, we just hanging out now. I used to be on edge with this dog here, like, oh my goodness, like a fight, a battle, like aggravating. And now he finally sits next to me and hangs out with me. He'll sit on the couch and be right there. I'm like, what's up, my Johnny? This is new. This is cool, man. We're getting somewhere. And that just really comes down to the simple things that I've been doing, as opposed to like this complicated mess. So many people living in a mess right now. And it's unfortunate.